I have to stay true to my word. I said I was going to do a match reaction for big games, and I said I was going to do a double upload today. And yeah, it's not gone the way I wanted it to at all. But I'm going to try and speak as objectively as I can. Manchester City have lost to Arsenal. Arsenal won, Manchester City nil. I am Mike's. I am a West Ham fan. I have started from the Newcastle PSG game to do videos also on big games that are in the Premier League or in general. Going through the season, the games that I've watched, the big games that I've watched, and I record games when I go to a West Ham game, and I watch them when I come back home. With trying not to know what the score is, and yeah, this wasn't in the script, but yeah, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I've seen Chelsea, Man United, Tottenham, and Arsenal, all teams I severely dislike, win in this weekend. I've seen myself draw against Newcastle United. I've had to watch Crystal Palace versus Nottingham Forest as the 5:30 game, and yeah, and now it's international break. Fuck's sake, man. But credit to Arsenal. Their defense was brilliant. They handled Haaland really well. And this is the City that I know in terms of starting badly, because it felt so weird seeing them win every game, and now they've lost 2 games without Rodri. I guess that you can see that's key without Rodri. But even Manchester City, like, you should have the quality and depth coming in. With you being the treble winners, and someone that is maybe you're not going to find someone as good as Rodri, but someone that will come in for Rodri, and obviously Pep does not like Calvin Phillips. If Stones was fully fit, maybe he would have started as the DM. I don't think the Bernardo Silva thing was a bad thing to do, to play him as a DM, to control the tempo, etc. But I had no idea where the creativity was coming from, because Foden was kind of playing out in the wing. Foden kind of went in and out of the game. I think he did some good things. I think he did some bad things. Haaland was nowhere to be seen, but the ball was given to him, and everyone's gonna say Haaland does this, Haaland does that. Haaland is just a service player. He'll play on what the service is based off him. If he barely gets a touch on the ball, it's because there's no service. And usually he will not do anything in the game and then just score, because that's the player Haaland is. Because he's that clinical in front of goal. He doesn't need to get involved in build-up play. And that will cost City sometimes. But they needed a striker, and Haaland was a big part of them winning the treble. I'm not going to be one of them people that says they are worse without Haaland, because I don't think they are. I'm worse with Haaland. Arsenal and Man City, I think, overall defended quite well. You got to understand, the goal came to a deflection in the end. I think that's how tight the game was. I didn't really see anything from either attack. Like, none of the midfields did anything. It was a deflected goal, and Martinelli changed the game. Martinelli did very well. I think Kyle Walker played really well, but ultimately, that's the quality. That's the difference between Martinelli and Trossard in the end, I guess. Because I didn't think Trossard deserved to really come off at 45 minutes, but both teams have got injuries, and you can kind of see that they were in a weird way. It felt like a Carabao Cup game. I don't know why. When you look at the lineups, you look at Nketiah up front with Jesus on the right, and Jesus is a better winger than he is striker, so that's probably his position in my opinion. And I think he played quite well. I think Ben White holding width played quite well. I think that's what Saka needs when Saka plays, but because Saka always gets tripled up on, and he didn't play today. Arteta didn't think of forcing him to play today and playing him on his last legs. So I thought Arteta was genuinely going to play him, regardless of what happens, because that's what happens to these young, exciting players that play all the time. It's happening with Rashford a bit. It happened with him under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It happened with McAlaren a bit before my time. And I know I get what people are saying. The title wasn't won or lost today. Still think Man City will go and win the league. I don't think this affects anything. But it's a big thing for Arsenal to, shrug it off their shoulders. The fact that they haven't been City in years. Like, apparently Walcott scored and Pellegrini was manager. That's how long ago it was. So, yeah. I'm just really not happy with it. I'm really, really, really not happy. key points. I'll discuss these 2 key points before I end this video, because I don't particularly want to do this video because Arsenal have won, but I have to hold it. David Raya. Obviously, the discussions about the goalkeepers and stuff, and I don't get this whole competing number one for 2 number one goalkeepers. You know who your number one is. You know who your number 2 is. If David Raya is going to keep playing, he's got to get used to the big stage, because he doesn't look like he was used to pressure there. And I get the argument that David Raya had a mistake in him at Brentford. I thought he was better than Ramsdale though, but I think Ramsdale was better at handling pressure. I think Raya was better goalkeeper overall, but he's meant to be known for his kicking. His kicking was shocking today. And speaking of shocking, the referee for Michael Oliver. Michael Oliver is a big bottle job. How Kovacic wasn't sent off, I would not know. I try and refrain from talking about referees in general, but Kovacic should have been handed a second yellow. I don't think it. I'm trying to think. Was it similar to the Curtis Jones tackle? I don't know. But there's probably a big grey area when it comes to those kind of challenges. Because a lot of people are saying different things. But Kovacic should have been given a second yellow anyway. So Arsenal should have been playing against 10 men anyway, and they probably would have won, if that. Maybe City would have come together as a team spirit, but there was such a big hole in that midfield. Like, no. As much as it's lucky, the goal, you make your own luck by taking a shot from outside the box. And yeah, Arsenal deserve the credit. Is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. I want to rise to 200 subscribers, so if you guys could like and subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. And yeah, I've rise to 200 subscribers. We're not far away, and please, before the end of the year, that'll be a great target for myself on this channel. But yeah, I've got the aftermath for the West Ham Newcastle game coming on tomorrow, so make sure to check that out, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.